Now, Mr. President, on May the 26th, the Commonwealth of Kentucky lost a legendary figure with the passing of Senator Jim Bunning. For more than 2 decades, Jim was my colleague here in Congress. Before that, he was a storied Major League Baseball pitcher, earning him a spot in Cooperstown. So today, Mr. President, I want to remember Jim Bunning, a Hall of Famer in life. Jim's career in the majors spanned 17 seasons, where he pitched primarily for the Tigers and the Phillies. In that time, he earned 224 career wins and 2,855 batters struck out. Of his many impressive accomplishments on the diamond, Jim's 2 greatest pitching achievements were his no-hitter in 1958 and the perfect game he threw in 1964, a feat that's only been accomplished 23 times in all of baseball history. In recognition of his career with the Phillies, the team retired Jim's number 14 jersey, and his baseball career was finally capped off by his election to the Hall of Fame in 1996 by the Veterans Committee. Now, Mr. President, anybody would be proud of such a resume. But for Jim, it was only the first act. He moved back to Fort Thomas in northern Kentucky. Over the next 3 decades, he served at all levels of government, from the Fort Thomas City Council to the Kentucky State Senate to both chambers of the U.S. Congress, including 12 years in the House and 12 here in the Senate. Jim dedicated his life to serving the people of Kentucky, and Kentuckians are truly grateful for his work. He was a man of principle from start to finish. He stayed true to himself. As Congressional Quarterly once wrote, all agree that Bunning is unafraid to go his own way. Throughout his career, Jim took many principled stands, even if it meant standing alone. In his farewell address to the Senate, he said, "I've been booed by 60,000 fans in Yankee Stadium, standing alone on the mound. Though I've never cared if I stood alone in Congress, as long as I stood by my beliefs and my values." That summed up Jim Bunning. But in his life, Jim really never did stand alone. Through trials and hardships, he always had his loving wife, Mary, by his side. Jim would have been the first to tell you that his success in life would not have been possible without Mary. She stood with him through both the glory and the hardships of his baseball career, and was, in Jim's word, his rock, his best fan, and his best friend. Together, they helped raise the 9 children Jim is survived by today. He's also survived by 35 grandchildren, one of whom, by the way, once worked in my office, and 21 great-grandchildren. It's clear that the 2 most important things to Jim were always his family and his deeply held Catholic faith. Jim was a man of strong beliefs and good character. Never one to make excuses, he worked hard at whatever he put his mind to, first in baseball as a legendary pitcher, and then as a voice for the people of Kentucky for over 30 years. With an unshakable commitment to his family and the firm principles guiding him, Jim was truly a Hall of Famer in life. So on behalf of the entire Senate family, I'd like to offer heartfelt condolences to Mary, their family, friends, and all who knew and loved Senator Jim Bunning.